Hi, this is Paula from planningforabundance.net, and I kind of wanted to do a little talking to you this morning about my last week. So my last post last week was what was coming up this week. Well, as far as the blog is concerned, nothing came up this week. It was a crazy week. Things did not go the way I planned at all. And I just there was no productivity this week. We did get some school done. It was our first week of school, and I meant for it to be laid back, and so it was. We started work on a grammar unit with basically the unit is just reviewing basic grammar and making a chart that is going to go in the front of her unit study notebooks for whatever unit we're working on. And it will be a reference for the composition lessons that will be going in with each of the units we study. And but this week I had allergies and just hormones and life and just normal stuff that really my give a darn just busted. I'm behind on laundry, behind on dishes, and just did not care. And I really hope I am not the only one who hits these moments sometimes, because it's so frustrating. I mean, I actually do care. I care enough to feel guilty, but not enough to actually do something about it. But part of it is just there's just a lot of things. When life is just throwing stuff at you one at a time, nothing is going as planned. And I know part of the hiccups came because I realized that I did not print out my last week of the month blueprint for the week. And so I started off the week with no blueprint, and so I forgot stuff and things. There's a lot of stuff that just didn't go the way it was planned. Also, there were just other things that I had. Because of that, because of the fact that I didn't plan well, I forgot my husband was having injections this week and was going to be off some days. Because he was having injections for his chronic pain problems that really hope helps. And and just midlife hormones, you name it, just life. And I really think I'm not the only one who has this. I think everybody has weeks like this. And, so, I mean, overall, like, school went pretty good. We did have some surprises in that she was called in. My daughter was called into work. She works sometimes for her uncle, stuffing envelopes or whatever he needs at his business. And this is a great opportunity for her, and I really love for her to get to do this, because I really consider it an economics class, because she has a mini pig. She's the one the mini pig is hers. And she is responsible for paying for his food, his bedding, his vet bills, his toys, his blankets, anything that he needs. And she is really good about it. And so this is her income. This is how and we don't know, he doesn't know when he's going to have these jobs available. So we don't know, and we don't know till the last minute. So you really got to roll with it and jump on it while it's there, because you don't know when it's coming again. And she's very good at budgeting in between jobs and keeping envelopes with money for the pig. And I really wish I was as good as her at budgeting and taking care of my money, because she's really good at it. I hope she always stays good at it, and I hope I learn to do the same thing that she does. There were just a lot of interruptions this week, but the thing is these interruptions were good interruptions. They were people interruptions, and people are not really interruptions. People are people. And, and so when you're thinking about things like this and you start getting frustrated, I think it's really important to remember that people come before things. And people come before productivity. As the world is very huge on productivity. The world is all about productivity. And So, you know, it's not, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, it's hard when you have chosen to completely go against what the world, I have set my priorities to be completely different from the world. And you may have too. And we all have different priorities. And some I thought I've been spending some time today. I actually didn't go to church, and part of it was because I just really needed some time, some quiet time to think and go, okay, why did this week go so badly? And then I got to thinking, well, I was thinking of all I was thinking of, and all I was focusing on is what didn't get done. I was focusing on the laundry and the dishes and the floor and stuff like that. And what I didn't focus on was what did get done. And I kind of think a lot of you are the same way, that you probably did get a lot done once you start thinking about it in a different way. When I started thinking about it in a different way, I realized that I spent time with two different friends who just simply needed an ear. Honestly, I went and spent some time with friends who renewed my spirit, who were just who were just kind and fun to be with, and not that we really even talked about anything, just enjoyed each other. I enjoyed their babies and enjoyed their company, and so there was that. But I was trying to think of what to do, how to handle this. What I came up with first is to pray for strength. Especially for the things that are, my chronic illnesses and things like that, because these are circumstances that are not going to change. So I've got to learn to work around them. And praying for strength. And today I'm taking time to rest and renew my body, my mind, and my spirit, and to stop and focus on what did get done, and so what did get done had most everything that got done each day had to do with people and not things. It didn't have to do with the house. It didn't have to do with, some of it was school, but most of it had to do with people. And we had a graduation birthday party for my son, and I worked on that all day Friday, and did some planning on Thursday for that. And so once again, I'm saying too much. Sorry, y'all. It's just who I am. It's hard as homeschool moms because we really are judged by our houses, which is quite unfair considering one of our main jobs is to teach our children. And once again, this is a balance. All of this is a balance, But, I'm sitting here, I have been just really frazzled this week because here I am writing a blog on home management and my house is a freaking disaster. The dishes are piled up. There's dog hair tumbleweeds tumbling like old Western movies down the hallway, and it makes you feel like a hypocrite or something, and and then I got to thinking about the goal of this blog, and the goal of this blog is not to be this home management guru. It's to share what I learn as I learn it with you guys. And hopefully you guys will share what you learn with me as you learn it. And, we're in this internet world where everything on Pinterest is just perfect. And everybody's house is perfect. And you're scared to touch anything. And it's really annoying. The perfection everywhere, it's annoying. So, and once again, it's a balance. It's, and my tagline for my blog is to embrace peace and let go of imperfection. And so, once again, letting go of perfection, not imperfection. That's not, see, I can't. The brain. This week, my brain has literally moved at the pace of a computer with an iTunes update. It's just kind of stuck there. You know what I'm talking about? where you just really can't get anything done until you're like either quit and you go into the task manager and just like get rid of it, or you update it, and let it go. But it's like the RAM has just been absolutely full, and that's one reason today is just like, my brain needs rest. And sorry, I'm checking out my notes. And so, okay, I'm embracing peace and letting go of the need for perfection, the want of perfection. That doesn't mean to just stop working. That doesn't mean not doing anything. And like this week, it doesn't mean to let your give a darn get busted. Mine got busted. And I think everybody at some point in time has their give a darn busted. It's just life. Life does that to you. And but you kind of have to give yourself a day or two to let it be busted, and then you have to pick yourself back up, put on your big girl panties, and figure out how to go on and move, and keep moving, move forward. And so that's kind of where I was at. Is my next thing was kind of, to do a little more, because I haven't been feeling well. I think more exercise, more water, to really pay attention to that self-care section of my blueprint for the week, because I think that's going to make a difference in how much is done, how much gets done. And I don't know, I really want to hear from you guys, what you think on this. And, have you experienced this, and, and how do you deal with it? The last thing, is I really want to work on my schedule, and trying to actually move when I said I'm going to move, and do, and to pick and choose the interruptions I allow to interrupt, but I do think at the end of our life, we have to think about this. At the end of our life, when we're dead and in heaven, hopefully, that, I know I'm going to be in heaven, but, when we're dead and gone, and, people are standing over our graves, how many people stand over a grave and go, dang, she had a clean house? Wow, have you ever seen carpet so clean? I don't know how she did it. Or do you want them standing over your grave and going, man, she was there every time I needed her. Every time I needed her, she was my friend. Which of those things are more important? What are your children going to remember about you? What is your husband going to remember about you? And sometimes, and having a clean house to a certain degree, especially just a sanitary, plain, basic, sanitary, comfortable house, is a part of that. But every now and again, you're going to have these weeks, and they trip you up, and it's okay, because you can pick up, and God allows us to have each day brand new, and I'm so thankful to Him for that grace that He gives us, and that we can start each day brand new. But I want you to think about that, and that's something I'm going to be thinking of. What's my husband and my children and my friends? What are they all? My parents, all of the people around me. What are they going to remember about me when I'm gone? And that's kind of an eternal point of view. It's setting my priorities with a long-term vision in mind. And sorry, I know this post is getting long, but the last thing I wanted to update was the blueprint for the week that I had planned to launch like yesterday or the day before. I got it done, but when I went to check it out, I've been testing it out on other computers, and it was not customizable. And I want it to be customizable, and I want it to be customizable without you having to buy some sort of software to do it. And so while I'm pretty good at making forms, that this is a new thing with me. So this is something I'm going to have to learn about a little bit. So I'm hoping only a few more days or a week, and I will have this thing customizable and completely ready to go up. I'm also planning to put up some other free printables that you guys can get for your planner, because I know my planner is just, it's like my brain. It keeps me on track, and I mean, that really has a lot to do with why this week just like fell apart, is because my planner wasn't quite ready yet. And so that's just a big thing for me. It's cathartic in so many ways. It helps my productivity, but it's also just fun, and it's kind of a hobby too. So and I also, I mean, I use it to plan school, I use it to plan my groceries, I use it to plan everything, and I use it like a journal. You know, I mean, on my son's birthday I put lots of stickers, and you know, it was my son's 19th birthday, and I believe I have a 19-year-old, and you know, it's so that's what's coming on the planner. And I hope this week on the to see you a whole lot more on the blog. And but tomorrow is Labor Day. Tomorrow is the day we're all meant to take a day off and not work. And I hope you guys can have an absolutely wonderful Labor Day, and you know, just rest and renew your bodies so that the rest of the week can be productive. And I hope you have a great Labor Day. Thanks again for watching for this whole 16 minutes and 30 seconds. And bye-bye from now from planningforabundance.net. Please like and share and post. It would mean a lot to me. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.